What's up, everybody? Josh Isbell. Welcome to 2021, and everybody's got big goals. I know I do. 2020 is finally passed, and it may have messed with some of our credits. So today, I'm going to give you 5 tips that are going to show you how to clean that up fairly quickly. But first, I need you to go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you know when I've got great videos coming up. All right, so what's the first thing that you have to do in order to repair or build your credit into something presentable? Find out what's on your credit report. I know that may sound oversimplified, but it really is the first and most important step. You can't begin to make any change unless you know exactly what you need to be changing. So, the Federal Trade Commission, or the FTC, once per year has basically allowed you to pull one credit report from all 3 credit reporting agencies, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. That being said, did you know there are actually 2 types of credit reports generated? And depending on the lender, both can actually have dramatically different scores. The first one is the Vantage 3.0 metric. This is what apps like Credit Karma use to actually determine your score. But when you're trying to invest or buy a house or whatever, you need to borrow money, and the score that matters the most is the FICO score. This is a score that the lenders use to determine the level of risk in paying back the loan, which also determines what your actual interest rate is going to be. Again, using an app like Credit Karma is a good idea, even though Credit Karma's numbers aren't fully accurate. They will basically give you initial ideas on what it is or isn't that you need to correct on your report and where to start. It also shows any changes to your credit report in real time. This is useful because you can catch things as they happen and have a better chance of saving your credit. All right, number 2, dispute everything. That's right, dispute it. Entries on your credit report can come from a lot of different things. Incorrectly reported late payments, birthdays, and addresses that don't match up with anything that you have, or even a computer glitch can all show up on your credit report accidentally. Thanks to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, though, you have a right to an accurate credit report. This, by law, allows you to dispute credit report errors by writing to the relevant credit bureau, who then must investigate the dispute within 30 days. Now, let's say that they don't, or for some reason can't, then those charges, whatever is reported, can legally be removed from your credit report. A good example of this is medical debt. If you have medical debt, you can request that they have them send you the debt validation letter. 99% of the time, they will send you a large file with a list of all your bills. But you're only looking for one piece of paper, and that's the HIPAA release form. The HIPAA release form is what you need to find. See, if they don't include that form giving them your permission, keyword your permission, then they have violated HIPAA law. Now, they have to explain how they got your information, or they have to take everything off of your credit, meaning all of your medical debt must be removed. The most important takeaway is to follow through with the agencies and make sure that they completely remove this from your credit. So this actually leads me into step 3. And it's probably one of the most important parts of this whole process, because most people go through step 2, they dispute it, and they see that their credit score jumped 70 to 100 points. And they're like, yay, I did it, it worked. Well, not so much. See, unless you follow through the whole process from start to finish, and make sure that it is actually removed from your credit, then it will just sit there idle as disputed on your credit report. Meaning, it won't count against your score, but it'll still be on your report. So when you go get that home loan, what they'll say is, hey, what's going on with this? You have to get this off. So from start to finish, you have to make sure that it is removed completely. If you don't, it will still count against you and you have to start the process all over again. This is one of the things that most people miss out on the most, and where they think they've actually benefited from it, but it has hurt them because it doesn't count against your score, but it will count against you when you go to get that home loan. Okay, so now we're at number 4, which is increasing your credit limit. Now you may be wondering, how is this going to help? If you have a credit card, basically what you want to do is make sure that you keep the utilization rate on that card at under 30%. This is a ratio between what your credit card balance is and your credit card limit. So if your limit is $5,000, then you want your balance to be no more than $1,500. But if you raise your credit limit to say $7,000, then your new utilization balance is a little over 21%. So not only did you lower your utilization rate, but you also raised your credit score in the process. This is typically something that can be done after you have paid down your balance and you're in good standings, but it depends on the bank or the credit card company. Different banking institutes have different ways that they have to assess whether or not to increase your limits. So it's best to ask them how, and that leads me into number 5. And this one is one that I can tell you, banks no likey, all right? That is when you go and apply for credit at different places. When you go get a new credit card just because, when you go let 5 different car stores pull your credit to see what your payments are gonna be. When you do all these things, you get hard inquiries. This is a no-no because every time you let that happen, you get a ding on your credit. Immediately, your credit score will start to drop. So when you're applying for credit and you're letting these people do it over and over and over, you can start to see your credit score drop. Also, when you start doing all these hard inquiries, it's logged on your credit. So when banks are looking, they're going to say, hey, they went to ABC car store. Hey, they went to this car store and this car store. And they're going to see that you were shopping at all these places. That is a no-no because it can take up to 2 years for those to go away. Let's say you have a 630 credit score and you go to 5 different places and you let them run your credit. That's going to drop you probably under 620, and that's where a lot of banks will say, sorry, you don't qualify for this home loan because you're under this amount. Don't let people pull your credit because it does hurt you in the long run. So if you don't need it, don't do it. So that's it. Guys, do me a quick favor. Go ahead and comment below. Let me know what you thought of the video. And also, let me know what you want to hear from us this year. What are you curious about? What investment tips would you like to see? But don't forget, below there's going to be a couple links as far as the steps to some of these things that you need to do. Thanks again, guys. Josh Isbell here. And 2021 is going to be a great year. Don't forget to tune in, like, subscribe, and hit that bell because we have some great stuff coming for you this year. See y'all later.